Thank you for joining me, modelers. Got something fun today, something a little lighter, a little easier. No restorations, no tearing down previously built kits and bringing them back to life. This one is brand new and old at the same time. This is a test shot from Atlantis Models of the 1963 Revell Ed Big Daddy Roth Rat Fink kit. So this is a new kit. They're currently distributed by Atlantis, but it was made using the original Revell molds from 1963. If you remember, if you've ever heard of Ed Roth was a very popular, quite an extraordinary custom car builder in the 60s, 70s, 80s, up until the 21st century, I believe. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us, but one of his most famous creations, perhaps his most famous creation, was Rat Fink, who was designed to be a character. Roth referred to him as the anti-Mickey Mouse, who kind of portrayed a less than wholesome image for a little fun cartoon character. Roth made a bunch of characters like this. He put them on t-shirts. He, at Revell, made models of them. He was famous for t-shirts with kind of monsters driving hot rods, that sort of thing. It was very much, in Southern California car culture. This is a very simple kit. There's just, I don't know, about 7 or 8 pieces. It's just 2 halves here joined together, and then we glue on his feet and his tail and his nose, and we got a little base here. You can see that it's Ed Roth, 1964. Actually, I think that maybe the Revell kit came out in 64. I'm not sure. 63 or 64. One of those. Early 60s. So I'll be making him. I'm not sure I'm going to be using this base. I think we're going to do something a little more elaborate, a little more interesting. We'll see what we can do. It should be fun. Hopefully less paint removal and redoing. I'm still going to have to do some puttying here. The seams don't fit together real well, but we'll see what we can do. And anyway, stay tuned. It should be fun. I don't have a box for the kit. I purchased this kit on eBay about a year ago, and I've had it in the pile here. It came up next. Didn't come with a box. I did get a certificate of authenticity here to prove that it is indeed an Atlantis test shot made from the original Revell molds, and I've got it here signed by the president and vice president of Atlantis Toy and Hobby Company with the corporate seal, and it's all very official. So a serious business here on Models. So here we go. He still won't stand up on his own. Oh, there he goes. Yes, is doing it. Okay. So we got the feet, we got the two body halves glued together. So now it's time for some sanding. We'll do some sanding. We'll fill in these lines with some putty, fill in the seams, get it going. This ought to be a fairly easy one. Oh. Okay, that's going to be it for now. I've got the tail. I will leave that off till he's painted or at least primed. There we go. We'll let it dry and keep going. Okay, so what we've got is Rat Fink here. I've given him a very light and uneven coating of this AK black primer, and just to check and make sure that the sanding and the seams are okay. And I think it looks good. I think it will work. We've got the edges smoothed out. Seam on his arm here looks okay. The ears, I think, is going to work. So it's time to start painting. I'm going to try something here because Rat Fink is a rat, basically a rat. I'm going to start out with some pink. I think some pink in his face area and in his ears. I know white rats are usually, their ears are kind of pink, and their noses, their muzzle here, their face is kind of pink. I guess his feet should be kind of pinkish too, but I'm going to start out with a pink. Ultimately, he's going to be green. He's kind of a funky green color. I'm going to have to mix up something good. And his shirt here, overalls, I guess this is, tank top, whatever, is going to be red. The lettering, I think, is usually yellow, so I will do this in yellow. But I'm going to start with the pink. Going to try something I've never done before with a Rat Fink, so, and it's okay. So thought I would use some of this Game Color Dwarf Skin Alejo gaming color, and we'll see what happens. If I can get it to come out. Oh my, there's a big bubble. I'm going to thin this with some window cleaner, Windex, a generic Windex, cheap generic Windex. I found that works pretty well. I usually use the regular real airbrush thinner, but we're trying something different here. We're going to experiment. have some fun, see what happens. So, well, I don't have an eyedropper. I'm just going to have to eyeball it. So, this will be interesting. See what happens. I mean, I think you can usually thin acrylic paint with just rubbing alcohol, and I know this Windex has alcohol in it. I don't know how much it has. This doesn't have ammonia. It's actually got vinegar in it. I don't know, maybe it is. Maybe this is alcohol free. I don't know, but I don't want to drink it. Find out. But that actually might be a little... No, I take that back. I think that will be a good base color. We're going to see what happens. Mix this up. I think that will work for a good base color for his pink skin. So, okay, so here we go. We've just got a little in here, and we'll see what happens. We'll start with the ears. Okay, so I've mixed up a concoction here of green. Maybe this is what we'll start with. This is a mixture of Vallejo lime green. We've got some sap green, some green gold, a little bit of white craft paint, and a little bit of medium gray acrylic, and wanted it to be a kind of a gray green. I'm not sure this is going to cut it, but maybe we'll try it for a first attempt, first coat. We'll see how he goes. to start working on some of the details. So I'll get to the mouth, the eyes. So we got some other color in here other than just the red and the green. And then we got to do the lettering here, which I'm not quite sure how I'll do that. It's going to be in yellow, but I'm going to have to scrounge up some yellow paint. I don't really have any. So let's get started on the mouth. I just thought I'd use something basic. I got some Tamiya NATO black here. That ought to work. It's a nice deep dark black. Let's see, I'll start with a little bigger brush. Don't have to be super careful with this right now, so... Oh, maybe I will need more than one coat. Wow, okay. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Okay. Let's use a different brush. Got one ready. What's that? Oh my. Wow. Well, that's going to be interesting. Not sure quite how this is going to work. Multiple coats. Thought I could do it in one coat. This black is actually maybe not the best choice. It's kind of a gray black. Wow. That's going to be a little tricky. Got the gums also. Figured his teeth would be a little yellowish. I don't think he has terribly good oral hygiene, so. But he's got a lot of teeth. They're still in there, so we'll see. Let's do the. Okay. We'll let that dry for a bit. Yes, the eyes. Okay, I need to see if I can find that pink paint. Okay, so I just mixed up a little of the this red from his jumpsuit here with just some white craft paint. So we'll see if that will make us a nice pink. He needs to have pink eyelids, pink gums, some pink around his ears. But maybe we'll start here. We'll start gently. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, this may not be the best choice, but don't know. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Let's see. Where is... Oh, I see. He's got some wrinkles. Well, he's an old rat. He's been around a long time. Okay. Let's see if we can do this now. We have to get the airbrush out for this. Just some very gently. A little bit of flash on this plastic. I guess I should really sand it down, but oh, a little much. Well, yeah, I'm not sure if I like that. That's a bit much. That's very pink. May have to tone it down a bit, but I think he's gonna have some pink on his ears in the back. I'm sure there are people who would object to using pink on Rat Fink, but I don't know, I kind of like it. Gotta break it up. It can't just be all one color. He's a much more complex character than that. I may have gone overboard a little bit. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll add a little bit of this gray. Tone it down a little bit, maybe. Gray will take it over, maybe. A pinkish gray, grayish pink. Without it just turning into mud. How about a little shady here? This would be in shadow, right? It's under his, whatever this is, eye socket. Tone it down a little bit that way, maybe. And the whites of the eyes will definitely, I think, help it in that respect. What about this one? Okay, maybe a little bit of this. Come back and add some highlights, actually, if possible. Okay. We're getting there. Yeesh, I don't know. Okay. Stand up there, you. Thank you. Maybe now we'll go after the eyes. We need tone down this pure white. We can't have it be just whites of the eyes. Gray it up a little bit. And of course, his eyes will be properly bloodshot. Oh, I thinned it up a little too much. Yeah, something like that. Okay, way to get the underneath. Shadow on the bottom of the eyeball. Definitely need another coat. Cover up the pink there. Okay. Okay. We'll give it a little bit of a rest. Okay, here he is. We're going to be working on the teeth now. We'll start out with a little bit of gray, maybe a little greenish, yellowish, greenish, grayish teeth. And we'll get it going. We got just some white here, a little bit of this gray and a little bit of the green. Touch of green. All right. Here we go. Yes, we'll be doing a lot of touching up here. Something like that. are getting a little greener than I had hoped, but we can fix them. We'll clean them up. Rat Fink teeth cleaning. That's a big one. And we'll give the teeth a few highlights of regular white, make them pop a little bit. And of course we're going to have to touch up the mouth there, the oral cavity here is, now we got some white spots on it. Alright, we're getting there. We are getting closer. Going to have to figure out how to do this lettering nicely. I guess I should mask it off properly. So here he is, nice and masked off. I can fill in his monogram here. So got it masked off. I'm going to use some of this Tamiya white spray primer just to cover up the red, just a nice light coat, and then I will use some yellow. I'll have to find some yellow, mix up a nice yellow for the lettering, but we'll keep him going. We're almost done. Okay, I believe we're dry. Let's take off this tape and see what we got. Oh my god, I missed a whole chunk of it there. Oh boy. That was not good. Not good at all. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix that. Well, that was very dumb. Oops. Okay. Not a great masking job. Can't believe I did that. Again, Very unprofessional. Oh. Here we go. Come on. Wow. Okay. Well, we will fix it. See if we can get this last one. Actually, I don't want to poke it with anything metal. Let's see if this will do. There we go. Okay, so we will fix the flaws. Getting used to fixing the flaws. Fill in the cracks. We'll be okay. Huh. Let's see. Yeah, he's looking okay. He's looking pretty good. Okay. Let's fix that. That was silly.